Hey guys, this is Coop from GarageGymReviews.com, and today I have a review of something that has been requested for quite some time. Seriously, probably more than just about any other piece of equipment that I reviewed. I get questions on this right here, and this is the Force USA MyRack. So I'm going to review the entire MyRack, and I'm not just talking about the 4-post squat rack that most people know about. I'm talking about every single attachment that they make. Literally, I have every single attachment that MyRack makes, and I'm going to go through and review each one. So this may be a little bit of a longer review. I'll start with just the rack and the basics that you need to know. And if you're interested in this rack versus others, I'm going to talk about that and go into more detail. So if this is a rack you're looking at, this is definitely the review that you want to watch. Now, I also have a full in-depth review on the website that has more pictures, more details than it's available to do in the actual video. So if you click the link in the bio below, you'll be able to check that out and get all the details that you'd like to know. Okay, now first off, I'm going to talk about the 4-post rack. This is a standard 4-post power rack, but it's actually got legs, so you don't really need to bolt it down. It's not required. And it also has braces in the back, okay? Now, this isn't the most heavy-duty squat rack that's out there. It actually uses 12-gauge steel. The standard gauge steel that's used is 11-gauge steel. It's what Rogue Fitness uses. It's what Titan Fitness uses, Rep Fitness, Fringe Sport, Sornex. Pretty much everybody uses 11-gauge. 12-gauge, although it's a bigger number, it's a thinner wall. So it's a thinner piece of steel, and that's why they actually put backer plates on all of the attachments. So as you can see, they actually put backer plates on every single attachment. What this does is it basically makes it stronger and allows it to be more rigid. If they would have just gone with 11-gauge steel, they wouldn't have to use backer plates, but this is one reason that they're able to keep this rack so cheap, because this rack is really designed for the budget-friendly consumer. If you want a budget rack that has a lot of attachments, that's what this rack is made for. So it actually uses, it looks like a 2x2 steel, but it's actually 2.4 inches by 2.4 inches. Okay, that doesn't really sound like a big deal, but it is a big deal because you can't put any other attachments on this rack. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense, but you can't buy a Rogue attachment and put it on this. You can't buy a Titan Fitness, say monolift arms or anything else and put on this, because I haven't seen any other rack that uses 2.4 inches by 2.4 inches, okay? That plays into Force USA's favor because you have to buy their attachments. But that said, their attachments, they have a lot of them, as I'll go through, and they're also fairly well priced. So Force USA uses a standard pin rod attachment system. So they actually use laser cut holes. Some of these cheaper racks actually use punch cut holes. Laser cut is much better. It doesn't weaken the steel or anything like that, and they're even, so that's a great feature. And as you can see, they actually print on hole numbers, okay? I haven't seen any other company do this. Really, the companies that are doing this are like the Monster Racks, Sornex Base Camps, things like that. They actually laser cut that in. Now, to be honest, I actually really like this. Is it gonna wear off over time? Yeah, but I'm a big fan that they actually put this on here. You know, it's gonna hold pretty well. It's not gonna rub off too easily, and allows you to see what you're going into, what hole you're using, so you can align up your J cups and things like that. I think it's a great feature. Now, one thing the rack comes standard with is a barbell holder. So it has one barbell holder, Olympic and standard on both sides. So it has one back here, and then also it has a bottom brace. Now, I think they put this bottom brace on here for one reason, to make it more stable so you don't have to bolt it to the ground, but also so you can attach other attachments. I'll go into the lat pull down here in a little bit, but basically you just attach the lat pull down to the back brace and the top brace. That allows it to be rigid, but it's not a full walk-through rack, okay? So most racks, like a Rogue R3, you're gonna be able to walk through. There's nothing obstructing you going through it. This one, it's got both a top brace and a bottom brace, so technically it's not a walk-through rack. So one of the things about the Force USA MyRack that's unlike any other rack is it has like I said, a ton of attachments, but specifically a lat pull down and a cable crossover. So if you like to do any sort of bodybuilding or just want to add some different accessory work, then something like a lat pull down or a cable crossover is awesome. This specific cable crossover also comes with a low row attachment. I think it's great. It's, you know, it's not like it's anything special. It doesn't have bearings or anything like that on the guide rods, but it's a basic tube with plastic over it on the carrier. It's somewhat decently smooth, but for a home gym edition that, you know, it's actually pretty cheap, it gets the job done fairly well. It also comes with attachments for pull downs. If you want to do pull downs and want to do it in like a compact space, this is a great option. There really isn't another rack out there that's like this, has all these attachments, and at a budget price point. So I think this lat pull down is a good option if you want to add in lat pull downs and low rows. So the MyRack has 3 safety options. If you're going to be lifting by yourself, which if you're going to have a garage gym or home gym, it's something that you're definitely going to do. It's just what happens. You need spotter arms. You need some sort of safety net in case you drop it. You don't want to, you know, be lying on the bench dying with the bar on your, you know, chest or bar on your neck if you're not able to lift it off. I know it's morbid, but it's the reality. But these are safety spotter arms. These are standard, you know, that most companies sell. They don't actually put their weight ratings on the website, so I'm not sure how much these are rated for. They seem decently heavy duty, not anywhere near, you know, like 2x3 steel or the stuff that other companies are selling, but they should hold the weight for most people. They have UMHW plastic on top, so to protect your barbell just like any other, and then they have the clips on the end so the barbell doesn't roll off. After that, you have 2 other options. The first option is a safety strap, which you have here. They also have like the fold down tubes. I prefer the safety straps. Now, once again, they don't put the ratings on their site for how much these are rated for. However, I think they're going to be decently fine. I mean, I don't see much issue in the future. They're double stitched all the way around. And it's going to protect your bar if you drop it. I really like the safety straps if you're working in the rack, and then the spotter arms on the side of the rack if you're going to work outside the rack. Okay, so when you order the MyRack, you're going to have to add all your attachments, and one of the attachments that you're definitely going to need is J-hooks. Like I said, don't expect to buy J-hooks from somebody else and add them to this rack. It's not going to work because they're 2.4 inches by 2.4 inches. Standard racks are either 3x3, 2x2, or 2x3, so you got to make sure you order them from them, but they're not that expensive. So they have the standard J-cup. I didn't receive those, but I did receive the deluxe J-cup. This is a standard sandwich style J-cup. It's got plastic right here that's going to protect your bar all the way around. It's only like 20 bucks more than the other ones, so I would really suggest getting these. They're going to be more heavy duty, hold more weight, and they're also going to protect your bar more. In addition to that, you can buy the monolift system. To be completely honest, I'm not a big fan of this monolift system. The arm's a little bit short. The metal, it actually hits metal. It's not plastic against metal, which is what it should be. And because the arm's so short, it doesn't travel out that far, okay? I'm just not a big fan of it. They're $200 a piece. I think you'd be better off spending money on other attachments. However, if you really want monolift arms for this rack, these are the ones you're gonna have to get. So the MyRack comes with a lot of different pull-up attachments. If you buy this rack, you're gonna have to get one of them. You don't have to, but I'm guessing that you're all going to get one if you buy this rack because you want somewhere to do pull-ups, and that's one of the great things about a power rack. You have quite a few different options. You have your basic standard pull-up bars all the way up to like multi-grip, crown pull-up bar like what Rogue sells, anything in between, and they're not that expensive, and there's not that big a difference between price. This first one is the classic multi-grip option. I actually really like this bar, and the reason I really like it is because of the knurled grips. Most pull-up bars, they just have powder coat, and to be honest, Force USA's powder coat is like really slick, really light. I just don't like it that much. So I'm really happy they decided to knurl the grips on this. It's a nice touch. And this is actually one of my favorite bars. After that one is a hammer grip bar. And this one has rubber grips instead of knurled grips. This one is probably my least favorite bar, just because I don't think there's as much versatility there. It's also pretty expensive, and I just don't like doing pull-ups on rubber grips. There's not a lot of grip there. I wish they would have knurled these just like they did the classic bar, but it's not a bad option. And then your other option is just a standard skinny pull-up bar or a fat pull-up bar. If you're going to be doing CrossFit or anything like that, where you're going to be doing kipping anything, or you're going to be doing muscle ups, things like that, then you know you're probably going to want a bar like this, because the other options, they're just not going to be like what you're used to for pull-ups, things like that. One thing I don't like about this bar though is how slick it is. It's just, I mean, it's one of the more slick powder coats I've used. Yeah, it works okay with chalk, but it's not the best that's out there. So this is my favorite pull-up bar option. This is, I don't know what they call it, but it's basically a Rogue Crown pull-up bar. They took that idea and basically made it a cheaper version that fit this rack. I think it's awesome. One thing I would like is if they knurled the handles just like they did on the classic grip pull-up bar. They also put rubber grips on the end. I'm not a big fan of rubber grips. Like I said, I just don't think they're that easy to hold on to and they wear down quicker. But they do have the globes on top, which is really sweet, a 3-inch globe and a 4-inch globe. But again, it's got that slick powder coat, so it makes it even more difficult to grip, which is kind of nice, but it also has a fat grip as well. This is the most versatile pull-up bar they sell, and it's one of the most expensive, but I think for the options, I think it's the best one that's out there. So the cable crossover is their most expensive attachment. It's a little bit over $400. You can get either side or both, but when I said over $400, that's for just one side. This is really the most versatile attachment. Most people will probably just be fine getting a lat pull down, but if you like the adjustability of being able to go up and down in over 26 different increments at whatever height, then this is great. You can also do low rows with it, and it also has an attachment seat that you can buy to make it into a lat pull down. So it can be the exact same as that. One issue about it is it does take up a lot more space, as you can see. Now that said, it's not like there's any issue with it in the way when putting weight on the rack or anything like that, but just understand that it does take up quite a bit more space, and it is plate loadable just like the lat pull down. So the last thing the rack comes with is an upper stabilizer bar. So it's got the Force USA logo and the MyRack logo, and also this is what attaches the lat pull down. I think you have to use this when using this rack because this allows it to basically be connected and stable. I'm guessing you could take this off and also add a pull-up bar instead, but I think it looks kind of good. It would have been cool if they laser cut their logo or something like that, but it does add to the stability and I kind of like the look of it. But when I said that's the last thing that comes with it, I mean it. When you order the rack, if you don't add any attachments, it's not going to come with J-hooks, it's not going to come with spotter arms, it's not going to come with safety spotters. It'll come with nothing. It's just the basic standard rack. It's like $5.99, a great base price, and then you add what you want a la carte. So basically, you get exactly what you want without paying for extra. I think it's a cool model, and it's super easy to order. So to finish it off, the Force USA MyRack, in my opinion, is a great budget-friendly alternative to other racks that are out there. It's about $600 for the standard rack, and then you have all the attachments. There's really no other rack that can compare to this for the amount of attachments that you can get for the price. That also includes shipping. They don't charge shipping on anything that they sell. I think it's a great option. Now, do I think it's better than, like, say, a Rogue R3 or some of those other standard garage gym racks? No, it's not. It's not as sturdy. It's not as heavy duty. But to be honest, most people don't need that, and most people would rather have more versatility, more attachments, which would make their training more fun. Basically make them more likely to actually use their equipment. So this is definitely a rack that I would suggest. We at Garage Gym Reviews recommend this rack. If you'd like to see, like I said previously, a full written review on this, hit the link in the bio. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and comment. Let us know what you think of the rack. Let us know what videos you'd like to see in the future, and we will see you next time. Peace.